Come. Take your camera, see there? Oh. And race seat. The Mexican red, why we call him the red rump tarantula? Yeah. Look at his buttocks, look at his rump.
How did you see this from far away?
I'm a tour guide, my job is to see. That's my job.
You love me like no other. You treat me like no other. And
We're tour guide for today, Belize Exotic Adventures.
Thank you.
So today our tour will take us to Alton Ha, the beautiful Mayan city of Alton Ha. But of course, doing that, we're going to come through the countryside a little bit. And I will speak what I have to speak and say what I have to say.
That's a great thing.
Do what I have to do. I have no fear. The people, sometimes I take the big tours on the buses and it's 50 people recording me at once.
All right.
So it's like that. Good morning and welcome to this beautiful Jewel of Falls, which is called Belize today. It's the only English-speaking country in Central America. So today we will share some history of our country as we're going along. I will head to the substation and gas up now, and then we will hit the highway. And as we travel along, it won't be just a drive. It will be a tour, because Raymond will speak about all the sections of the country that we're passing through as we're going through them. Okay?
Okay.
Yes.
Thank
So
you.
then you can do your thing. All right.
All right.
Now this country that you chose to visit today, which is called Belize. This country was actually discovered by Christopher Columbus in 1502 on his third voyage.
And actually discovered.
And Christopher Columbus named this region the Bay of Honduras. The first name they gave to this country was the British settlement in the Bay of Honduras as a settlement. But of course we know the main purpose of the Spaniards coming to the New World. It is for gold and to introduce Christianity to the indigenous Mayans of this region. The Mayans that rejected Christianity, they were put to death by the Spaniards, or they were taken across into the jails in Guatemala that are called entradas until they convert. But because there was no gold in the country of Belize, they lacked interest and they never settled. So Belize was actually settled by a Scottish buccaneer by the name of Peter Wallis. And Peter Wallis came from Tortuga, which was the headquarters of the buccaneers at the time. And how did Wallis learn about this region? The history states that we had a slave ship that got shipwrecked off the coast. And that was in the year 1638. And the slaves some of them managed to make it to the mainland. After a few months, they were rescued by a ship and taken to Tortuga. And Peter Wallis was in Tortuga when the slaves spoke about this country that they found in Central America that was rich in logwood. Belize didn't have gold, but we had black gold. Logwood is a tree that grows in our forests along swampy areas. And that is the dye tree. That is the richest dye tree. Indigo dye is extracted from the logwood trees.
Okay.
So the first industry of our nation is logging. So they cut down the logwood trees and took them to Europe, and they extracted the indigo dye from it, and it was used to dye fabrics, of course.
Yeah.
Like
So that was the
denim.
first industry. It's not hurricanes, because in Belize we don't have volcanoes, tornadoes, nor earthquakes, but we're always hit by hurricanes. So we have the Belize homes to accommodate hurricanes, and they're built on the British codes. I was speaking earlier about the discovery of Belize, so it was discovered. Information reaching Peter Wallis, the Scottish buccaneer, the first Scottish buccaneer to come and settle here, the first settler to come and settle, bringing along with him 80 buccaneers when he came, learning about the rich abundance of logwood that is in the country, in the British settlement in the Bay of Honduras, and they started to harvest it, and it was a very big industry back in those days. It was sold in Europe to dye fabrics, indigo dye from the logwood trees. Now, as they're harvesting mahogany trees more in the forest, they come up to the most beautiful and one of the most expensive woods in the world, the expensivest tree in the world. And that tree is our national tree. It's the mahogany tree.
Oh, wow.
And the mahogany tree takes 6 to 8 years to grow to maturity. And it is one of the biggest trees in the rainforest. It towers up to 250 feet tall and a diameter of up to 10 feet wide. So because more logging needing to be done, we need workforce. And the African slaves are brought over mainly from West Africa to work as slaves in the logwood and the mahogany camps. Who were our ancestors. They were the Congos, the Ashantis, the Mandingos, the Igbos, and the Zulus, or African ancestors. And when they mix with the British settlers, we are born. We are the Creole people. Now there's 2 types of Creole people in the world. We have the English-speaking Creole people, who are us, ourselves, and we have the French-speaking Creoles, because they speak broken French and we speak broken English. That's the difference between the Creole. So we cannot understand them and they cannot understand us either. But when we go to school, my lady, we are not allowed to write or to respond to the teacher in our Creole language. We have to write and to respond to the teacher in proper English. But as soon as we exit the classrooms, we will speak our native language, which is the Creole, broken English. But I won't speak to you in my language today totally.
I like
I'll share some of it with you, of course. As we go along, we'll share our language and culture. But today I will speak to you in the English language that you will be able to understand me very clearly, the way I'm speaking to you presently. And maybe if I start talking to you, I'm girl, you can't understand me.
I can understand you.
Unless you come from the Caribbean, then you
Yep.
will understand you.
Yeah.
English will talk, except we speak in broken English.
Yeah.
Like you will say, Raymond, where are you going? And I say, I would say, where you going?
Yeah.
Where are you going? So we shorten the words, and it's broken English that we speak. But the Creole we speak, we have a tendency to speak it fast. And then when we come up to the older words that our ancestors would use, like the proverbs they would use and different things that we apply to the language, then it will be more harder to comprehend or to understand. It's a very beautiful country, a country full of vegetation, as you can see. This Belize City is built in the mangrove forest. And Belize City boasts a population of approximately 90,000 people living in this city. Belize is bordered in the north by Mexico and in the west and south by Guatemala and east by the Caribbean Sea. The country is 185 miles long and it is 74 miles wide at its widest point, with 18 freshwater rivers running through the country of Belize and over 200 offshore Caribbean islands out there that belongs to the country of Belize. They are mangrove islands, as you can see them right, some of them right offshore here. So in Belize you can buy your own private island. Or you can buy properties on the bigger islands like Cocker and San Pedro, which are big island towns.
Okay.
The country is exactly 8,867 square miles to be precise. Now Belize City, they came and settled. So at that time we were only a settlement, the British settlement in the Bay of Honduras. But in 1862, the first African slaves were brought here in 1720. I must retract that back. That is when the first African slaves were brought here in the year 1720. And then Belize went on to become a British colony in 1862. I was not born in Belize. I was born before Belize. This country became Belize in the year 1973. The country's name is legally changed to Belize, Divine Mercy Catholic Church, Christian country.
That's a young country then.
So, in 1973 they changed the name to Belize. Why did they change the name to Belize? They changed the name to Belize in 1973, my lady, because we're moving forward to attaining our independence. And prior to 1973, we are British settlers. We are British settlers. We carry British passport. 1973, we became Belizeans, and we first started to carry our Belizean passport. We attained our self-government in 1964. Then country name changed 1973. And then in 1981, on the 21st of September 1981, Belize becomes an independent nation. So we're 42 years, we just celebrated our 42nd anniversary of independence.
Nice.
The settlement has been here from August of 1640, when Peter Wallace landed in the Fort George area of Belize City, where the lighthouse is located in that area, the Baron Bliss Lighthouse, and where the tourist villages, where the guests from the cruise ships will exit into the terminal and onto the main city. It is in that area, if you ever go up there, take a walk up, it's not from here, so it's the Fort George area. So that is where the settlement started from, and then it started to extend from the coastline back innerland, back to the innerland, not into the forest. Now today, as we travel along our tour today, we will experience 3 different sections of Belize today. We have Belize City that we're first venturing through, which is built in a mangrove forest. And mangrove is dearly important to our country, very important to our country, because Belize has the 2nd largest coral reef in the world today.
Living. Oh, first.
The largest living, 2nd largest in the world.
That's good.
It's the only country that has a bigger barrier reef than Belize is Australia, the Great Barrier Reef. And ours is called the Mesoamerican Barrier Reef. So conch, shrimp and lobster is sold in Europe and the United States as Belize's 3rd largest industry, the fishing industry. Not a little country like Belize, 8,860 square miles. And Australia, which is a continent, if I'm not mistaken, the smallest continent, but the continent, has lost most of its coral reef. What caused that to occur? It is the depleting of the forest along the coastline. Look at the birds. Watch them.
I got them.
Watch them down there. Woodstocks, my lady. You don't see these like this. Those are big woodstocks.
Wow. That's what we saw.
Glance them. Why? Just by my eyes, I glance them.
And we were like, they're huge.
Wonderful. Keep that camera rolling. After the rains, you see many things. Early in the morning, it's not too hot. We might get a chance to see animals moving through the forest. When it's hot, you'll never see them, my lady. They will go to the water like us. We go to a beach and into our homes in air conditioning. Animals will go to the pond and relax for water. They're just like us. So how has Belize managed to survive in a country where 66% of its country is natural forest and only 34% is developed? The mangrove vegetation that lines the coastline is protected. What is mangrove? In the world, all that over there is mangrove, ma'am, see?
Yeah.
This Belize City was that. Cut down, never a planned city. The mangrove is cut down and the city is expanded. So you will see mangrove as I'm coming right through here till I reach Ladeville. That's when the ecosystem will change and we'll venture into the Savannah Lands. And we will talk about that and we will experience that. So the mangrove maize grows along the coastline. In the world, we have 35 species of mangrove, but in Belize, we only have 3. The red mangrove, the black mangrove, and the white mangrove. The red mangrove grows on the forefront, the black mangrove behind, and the white mangrove farther inland. The 3 species are easily identified. Red mangrove has millions of anchor roots with big green leaves. Millions of anchor roots with big green leaves, so that's the easiest one to identify. Because it's the only tree with that type of root system. The black mangrove grows on the trunk of a tree and it has a pointed leaf. And the white mangrove grows on the trunk of a tree, but it has small round leaves. So 3 species are easily identified.
Okay.
What does the mangrove do? The mangrove builds and defends the land and prevents it from erosion. Now, agriculture is our second biggest industry in this country. And many of the farms are along the banks of the rivers. 18 rivers in this country, and all of them exit to the Caribbean. So when the farmers spray for agricultural purposes, chemicals and fertilizers on their farms, and the rain comes and wash it off, it will go down into the river. And the river will bring it to the Caribbean Sea. But before it reaches today, the biggest industry in Belize today, speaking about the industries as I touch on that, the biggest industry is tourism. You guys are the biggest industry.
Okay.
They say 1 out of every 8 Belizeans makes their living or their livelihood from tourism. The biggest industry. The second biggest industry in Belize today is agriculture. Citrus and bananas sold in Europe and the United States. Squashes, pumpkins, chilies, you name it, we grow it. 25 different type of mango. 15 different type of avocado. The people from abroad don't know about a small avocado from Mexico like that. Daddy, no, in Belize we have over 15 different species. We have them round, we have them big, we have them small, we have them green, we have them yellow, and we have them purple.
What?
All different species. Mom, avocado gonna be this big.
Never seen
This
one that
big,
big.
okay? Alright.
I would love to see that.
So you just come and we still have a few around, but
Yeah.
you're coming on the end of, we're at the end of that season right now.
Yeah.
The season starts in August.
Okay.
And you know avocados are very healthy for the body. Rich in the good cholesterol that the body requires. So we eat a lot of avocados. So when it comes to agriculture, we grow 3 different types of bananas and so many different tropical fruits, okay? I hear like a little twang just now. I heard a little Caribbean voice on that phone. And if you're from the Caribbean, then you know the fruit they call Quebec, but you don't
Yeah,
Quebec.
yeah.
Touch it with you. We
Yeah.
go Mami apple. We go guava.
Yeah.
And we go soursop.
Okay.
And soursop is what?
What is it?
I know what it looks like.
The big green fruit,
Yeah, I
it's
know
like a
what it
natural
looks
yogurt in the center, but the soursop tree is really important to us and many people don't know about. The leaf of the soursop tree, you can buy them in teas now.
Oh, really?
My Belizean people living abroad are asking us to send them the soursop leaf abroad.
Wow.
Why? Because they have discovered now. In the old days, mom make tea from it and give it to us. We didn't have coffee and things like we have now, mom.
Yeah.
We drank lemongrass tea we grow in our yard, and we drank guava leaf tea from the guava tree, and we drank soursop leaf tea from the soursop tree. The leaf of the soursop tree is the richest in antioxidants that builds your immune system and strengthens you against AIDS and cancer. So the tree for cancer is soursop, the leaf,
Really?
not the fruit. That's why people are buying it a lot and getting it, importing it, and getting it into the United States so they drink, especially local people. The Spanish people will call it guanabana. That's the Spanish
Yep.
name for it, okay?
Yep.
But soursop, I have my tree.
Nice.
So soursop is a very important, very tasty fruit, makes the best ice cream, yogurt, my favorite.
Yep.
But the leaf is the real important part of the tree. So anytime you can drink your soursop tea from the leaves, if it's even in a pack, because you see they have everything in packs now. You can buy your lemongrass in a pack now.
Yeah.
I grow my lemongrass in my yard. I don't need no
Nice.
pack. I want it original,
Fresh.
organic. Yes, ma'am. You know,
Can I bring that up
I
then?
just cut it and roll it up in a bunch, right with a little string, put it in my pot, and when that is boiling, ma'am, hey, ma'am, the whole house has a sweet lemon scent. Oh, you mean? It's fragrance in the house.
Yeah.
Okay, healthy. So these things are the things we used to use, and don't ever stop using them.
Yeah.
Because cancer was not popular like it is today.
It wasn't
Exactly.
correct.
That the only thing we're doing different is eating differently
yep.
from then until now. It's common sense.
Yep.
So we have to retract back and try to eat as healthy as we can. Less of those processed meats and stuff like that. More fish. Fish doesn't. I don't want the fish from the farmer.
Yeah.
I want the fish from the Caribbean or just from the river. You see, it's a difference between when you grow them on farms. It's different.
Yep. Something wrong with them.
So mom, this is the airport, the international airport that you came in, of course.
Okay.
If you came in the airport, this is where you came right through here, the Philip Goldson International Airport. Now this road takes us to Mexico, remember? From that city to the Mexican border on this highway is 90 miles to the Mexican border.
Oh wow.
And the other highway over there takes us to Guatemala, which is 70 miles to the Guatemalan border, west of the city. So Mexico is north of the city, and Guatemala is 72 miles west of Belize City. Mexico is 90 miles north of Belize City. Very highway we're traveling on. So this is the kind of country you have chosen to visit today. But the mangrove is also the nursery for millions of juvenile fishes who start out their lives at the roots of the mangrove. Okay. So if you cut that down, you're destroying the nursery. You notice that most schools in Belize are run by churches. It's a church-state school system that we have in Belize. I would say about 95% of the schools are run by church. It's a church-state school system. They just left. That's the all boys have ventured onto our tour today. As we come through these villages, my lady, and towns, my lady, you will find schools in all these sections here. You will be amazed at the amount of schools we have, but education is mandatory. And when you come out here, you start to see trees coming. Countryside, mango trees. Mommy, we're leaving the mangrove behind. We have left the mangrove city behind, okay?
And we can purchase this land right here?
Like if we were here, do they allow people who are not...
Anybody can come to Belize and buy a piece of land and settle here. Okay. This country is... Ma'am, this country is underpopulated, not overpopulated. Remember the country's population?
90,000.
The entire country is only Easterly district. So we have land, my lady, as we go along today, my lady. It is changed. We will no more see mangrove. The savannas are wide open grass plains, but are secluded to the few trees that grows within them. But the purpose of these savanna land is to act as a soak water in times of excess. I'm speaking about. That's a bunch right there with those pointed little leaves looking like a pine tree. Yes, we'll see them in huge amounts. This guy's a trucker, but he loves to plant his banana. This big tree is a blackberry tree. This blackberry grows on trees in Belize. Wow. In the United States, they grow on vines and bushes. But in my country, they grow on trees. Blackberry season, we're just coming through that September, October. Blackberry season. These calabash, we'll pass many of those. The calabash will grow big like a pumpkin this size. It will get brown and the outer kernel will get hard. The Mayans cut the calabash. So calabash important, and the palmetto is important. See them there, mommy, those pointed trees. See they look black at the bottom, see them there? We're coming right through. We're going to see them all the way till I reach Boston Village. When I reach Boston Village, you will not see no more savannas, because see Savannah Land, the vegetation is low. See some pointed up there, ma'ams? That's palmetto right above there. These tall the ones here. That's the stick they used to make the lobster chuck, and the mines used to build the walls of their homes. Savannah Land, you can look over the Savannah Land, see it's a low-lying vegetation. But when I reach Boston Village, you will never look over the your liver is one of the only organs that is capable of restoring itself. It can be restored. You read about it, what I'm telling you. That's the medical part. Now, how do we restore our liver fast? That is what the tamarind is for. That's why it's brown like your liver, because everything God gives you, it gives you a clue to it. What it is for, it is designed that way. That's how medicines are located. It is designed that way. I will point out a few to you to show you what I'm saying. So when you look on tamarind, it's brown and looks just like your liver. If you take out all the pulp to make a juice, it looks like your liver. Because the tamarind is the fruit. That same fruit, you drink the juice, or you eat the pulp, we usually roll it in some brown sugar and make a tamarind sweet from it. And mommy, when you eat in the tamarind and drinking the juice, that restores your liver. There's nothing in the world that you can eat and drink that will restore your liver quicker than the tamarind.
Local wine. Whoa. Sounds cool.
So that is the purpose of that tamarind of your liver. So anybody where you go and you hear they tell you my liver is not too good and this, you pass on the information. And you tell them go to the Jamaican market, can no Belizean market in New York and some of those places, but the Jamaican will have tamarindo in the market. Get the tamarindo and taste it. We'll have a wine tasting on our way back. That it's too. I think it's too early to give you the wine. Okay.
I don't know, man. We're on vacation. We on the bed.
When we come back, when you take 3 shots of those wine, we're going to sample the 3 different types of wines that are there, and the bitters for that.
Okay.
You'll be fine. Fine like good wine. All right. We see where we're going. We're going in here now. 40 miles. Okay. Yes. Mine City of Alton. I try to answer my phone, but every time I try to answer it, my boss, he cut quick. I guess he's asked one of the guys this year because the birds sometimes graze in these areas. It's not too hot as yet. Last time I come, I saw a grey fox on the road, and I passed the biggest tarantula in Belize, the Mexican red-rump tarantula. Mommy is harmless. You don't touch them with your hands, you touch them with a twig. Simply, you don't never touch them with your hands, you just move them with a stick, but they're strictly, we just for observation and pictures, and then we continue on with it. Don't be alarmed. When you come with Ray, you need not be scared of anything, okay?
All right.
The big one, not a cashew tree right there. The cashew tree grows in the savannas. So that's why we have a lot of cashew around here. The cashew season, mom, is March to May. Is the dry season, and cashew season is April and May. So you come in April and May, you'll find cashews on those trees, and we usually would stop, and if you're adventurous, we will eat them, okay? We will sample a few of them.
Okay.
Coconut farm, coconuts, they're growing a lot of coconuts in this area, and we're coming out the Savannah. The Savannah is behind us now. Mommy, we're in the forest. It doesn't have a border. If you look over this forest again, something wrong. It's a plantation, not the forest. See? We're in a real plantation over here. Big cattle plantation. See, when I touch the forest now, we see different palm trees. See that over there? You'll see some big bunch of nuts hanging on those trees. That's the cocoon palm tree. Different, see them there? That not growing in no Savannah. You don't find that in no Savannah. The cocoon palm is like a miniature coconut, my lady, but it doesn't have no water in the center, okay?
Okay.
And we take that miniature coconut and we crush it, and we take the nut from in the center and we grate it and we make cooking oil. Cocoon palm oil is twice the cost of coconut oil in this country. So those are the two oils we use mainly for cooking, healthy oils. Cocoon palm oil and coconut palm oils. Those are royal palm storing up there above us.
Could I purchase that?
The cocoon palm oil? If we meet it, mom, maybe sometimes the guy that sell the wine have it, or maybe sometimes they have it up at the park.
Okay.
Come, take your cameras. And race seat. The Mexican red, why we call him the red rump tarantula? Yeah. Look at his buttocks, look at his rump.
How did you see this from far away?
I'm a tour guide, my job is to see it. That's my job.
Wow.
That's my job to see it.
My goodness.
It's just crossing the road.
Yes, ma'am, it's just crossing the road. We never harm them. Strictly for viewing.
Goodness.
Wow.
And I don't like spiders, really.
Wow.
These are different, man.
I see.
These are rare. This is the Mexican red rump tarantula.
Oh my God.
The largest one in our country. 10 inches. He's like medium size right now.
What?
He's medium size.
Yo. Oh goodness. Okay.
I was like, wait, I felt like I was.
I didn't know what was happening. I'm thinking the car
bring your camera.
Yeah, like, what's going on? Hey. All right.
When I tell you to come out, it's because you're going to take a picture of something that I know would be of interest to you.
All right.
They use the flintstone to make their weapons for wars, agricultural tools, and to start a fire.
Okay.
That's what you use flintstone for.
That's okay.
So this place we're going is rich in flintstone. You're going to see flintstone all over. All over this place, and it's beautiful rock, okay? But the original temples are not made of flintstone. They're made of limestone. The original rocks are limestone. And I will give the history of those as I jump the city today. But just to give you a little start up at what we're going to see. So that's why the Mayans built this city here, because of the abundance of flintstone within this area here. And they came to the city to trade 3 things. I will speak more about it, okay? So African food, or African ancestors brought it from Africa along with the okra. How did they bring okra from Africa to this region? They brought the seeds in their hair. Say yucca, ya mama. Yucca, the root is yucca. Cassava, the root, that's it right there. I know the plants them good because I love farming. You know? I'm a man that loves nature. Nature at its best, that's me. I love nature. Coming right through these villages, not overpopulated, underpopulated. So we're coming right around them. Okra and anything, papaya, see them growing right on the trees, okra. And this place rich, the soil below is black, my lady. You take the soil from here and they take it into the city and they sell it for $5 US for a bag of black soil to put around your flowers in the city, because the city don't have no black dirt. No black dirt, so even the soil out here. And you see these fences that are growing? You notice some of the fences, the trees are growing? That's the gumbolimbo tree. The gumbolimbo is the only tree you cut off a branch, put it into the ground, grows into a tree. And then you have a living fence. You need not repair it again. It's a living fence that you possess.
Wow.
That's why we use it. Goats are grazing. It's a nice day. Yesterday was rain, but today it's a nice day today.
Good.
Beautiful day. We early. I like my tour early like this, you know. I don't have your own water.
Wow.
Along with the running water, which the government has already instilled within these areas. It's areas of running water. So you have telephone, running water, and electricity. You have the phone company gives you internet too, so you have internet too. So you live out here, it's not like you live in nowhere.
In the remote area.
I mean, but you live in the States, you know how far you drive to your work sometimes. This is like you're driving to work for you. Some people work really far. We have traveled 33 miles from the city, my lady.
Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, and see you next time.
When I reach here,
Bye.
this is 31 miles from the city, 33 miles to Alton House, 2 miles to Alton House. See where I go?